Hello, YouTube. I am making this video in haste because of a recent tragedy that is actually quite near and dear to me. It is the death of Leelah Alcorn. Basically, the gist of it is Leelah was actually born a guy who discovered that she was transgender when she was 14. However, her parents were a bunch of religious dicks, and they basically did not accept their daughter for who she was. This led her to, okay, maybe I should explain it further before I say the main outcome for those who haven't heard about this yet. Basically, Leelah, after her parents found out that she was trans, they wrote it off as just a phase and quote unquote said God doesn't make mistakes. That saying itself just pisses me off so much because it has been scientifically proven that God does not exist. So when somebody says something like God doesn't make mistakes as a reason to be a jackass, it kind of makes me wanna smash their heads in with a cleaver. Okay, on with the story. After this, they got help for Leelah by taking her to more religious fanatics, religious counselors, religious camps, basically more religious people when this is not a religious issue, because for some reason most Catholics, not all Catholics, maybe not most, but all the religious people I've run into are very not accepting of gay, trans, bi, you name it. So this messed Leelah up some more, so she decided, fuck my parents, I'm going to go do what I want. So she came out as gay in her school to try to get a stepping stone to try to transition her parents, which, if you ask me, they did not deserve it, because they did not even consider the fact that she wanted to be recognized as a girl when they were asking for prayers from on Facebook. Okay, where was I? This pissed her parents off more because they are assholes. Now, I know I'm probably going to get so much hate from parents on this, but if you ask me, if you bully anyone you love to the point where they want to kill themselves, then you have no sympathy from here. You may get sympathy from your half-assed friends, but not from this YouTuber. I'm sorry. So, after Leelah came out as gay at her school, her parents got so pissed, they basically cut her off from everything. Literally, they took her out of public school, they took away her phone, they took away her computer, took away any forms of social media whatsoever. And referring to Leelah's suicidal note, it says quite clearly here, let me find the part of the note. I finally had my friends back. They were extremely excited to see me and talk to me, but only at first. Eventually they realized they didn't give a shit about me, and I felt lonelier than I did before. Look, I know you guys, I think you guys know who you are, the, half friends, and you should feel terrible because, yeah, you kind of contributed to a dead person, to a dead girl who deserves our respect, because she also states very clearly in her suicide note that she does not want to become a statistic. So, So this is gonna be one of those things where even if I'm doing nothing but beating around a dead horse, I'm going to continue beating that dead horse because I want people to learn and be more acceptant of trans people. Because nobody should feel so alone that they have to feel like they have to jump in front of a semi to get rid of their problems. I mean, it's not. I mean, who would want, like, if you're the parents of Mr. and Mrs. Alcorn, if you're watching this, did you want your daughter to commit suicide? Like, was your religion really more important than your child's life? If so, please, turn yourselves into the bloody police. Because, really, people like you should not be roaming around the streets. I'm sorry, but people who value their religion over someone else's life are the kind of people who do witch hunts. I'm sorry, that's my opinion, and I ain't sugarcoating it for anyone. The reason why I'm so hyped up about this and so pissed is because I had a really good friend in high school, and he was trans. When we met in the first year, I knew him as Anna, or short for Anastasia. However, second year, he came up saying that he was trans to our little group, and that he wanted us to call him he and him, and to call him Andy. So we did. Well, I did I did because I didn't see anything wrong with it. Now, before I say this, I want to let you know that my other friends are great people. But I was still the only one who really fully participated in the whole gender switch thing. And if I accidentally called him Anna or she, I immediately apologized because it was my friend making a request. I didn't think it was anything weird with it. I mean, he's my friend. Like, why would I see anything? Like, why would gender change that? I mean, the way I saw it, Andy would always be Andy, no matter what. And actually, after all these years, it's actually hard to think of Andy as a chick transitioning into a dude. I always think of him as Andy, because that's how I've known him. Yeah. And basically, I'd be devastated if anything happened to Andy, because I still like to consider Andy as my friend, even though we haven't talked in a while. I mean, I've sent messages, but people are busy, so I haven't exactly been replied to, but I still like to consider Andy as my friend, because, well, I mean, after all we've been through in high school, how could I not? I mean, seriously. Anyway, that's my rant about Leelah Alcorn and how she died. Rest in peace, Leelah. I know you're in a better place, and don't worry, I'll make sure your message will get through to people. See you later, YouTubers. Also, actually, I'm not gonna do that. Just see ya. And live long and prosper. Also, suicide is never a way out. I saw a quote somewhere, which, if you're contemplating suicide for whatever reason, I think you should hear it. It basically stated that suicide did not mean things will get better. It just means the pain will stop. And trust me, I have been some very dark places, and trust me, it does get better. So please hang in there. If you're at your very end, just find something, anything, to hang on to until it does get better. Live long and prosper.